All right, welcome back to another week of Orbiton Weekly. Before we jump into things, a couple things we wanted to highlight. We've had Gunnison Copper, American Tungsten, and Graphite One go live. We were really, really happy with the turnaround time of getting their platform set up. So welcome to Orbiton, welcome to the family. And yeah, now we're excited for the week ahead. There's a lot of things on the
Hmm.
fly, some new features
Yep.
that are still in development that are secret. But one thing that's really been key for us, specifically expanding on these companies going live, is on the topic of sales and the approach to sales.
Yes.
Sales,
Yes.
pricing, relationships. So it's nice to see how it's been compounding over the past little while.
Hmm. And as we've probably mentioned lots of times, we're kind of obsessed with Dalton and Michael from Y
Yeah.
Combinator. So they did make a episode on sales and founders, how founders or good founders, I think it is, approach sales.
Yeah.
And yeah. And even though they drop such short episodes, it's every sentence I'm like, oh yeah, that's so
They have so much good stuff in there.
good.
Every time they do
Yeah.
do put out information, it's like condensed but so good.
I think that the thing that stood out to me the most that I continued to kind of write my own little notes about was that, and I've done this a lot in even like just previous businesses that I've started and whatever. Something that they do well is kind of relate to the person that wants to just keep making stuff, and they
Hmm.
make their points concise, and they know their audience. They know exactly who they're
Yeah.
talking to. And the point that stood out to me the most was when they said you have to stop thinking of sales as you're trying to convince or manipulate someone into buying. And it's just a process of sorting. You're literally just going, oh, they don't want it. They're not that interested. That's fine. Okay. Why are they not my, is that not my customer? Is that not my clientele? Or is my product bad? Do I need to look at like what's missing? But it's really just sorting.
The topic about sorting is so true because a lot of times I feel like salespeople get stuck on I need to
Hmm.
convert everybody. I need everybody on board,
Yeah.
and that takes away your time, energy, and effort from the people who are actually interested in your product because you're so
Hmm.
busy trying to convince everybody who doesn't want to be with
Hmm.
you. And so,
Hmm.
one of the things that I think was a highlight was like if they had this metaphor with the burrito where they were
Oh
like,
yeah.
if someone tries to sell you a burrito and you don't want a burrito, and then they say, okay, well, I'll give it to you for $1 cheaper. You
Yeah.
still don't want the burrito. And
Yeah.
I think
What's
like
wrong with the
some
burrito?
people, yeah, like they're like, yeah, exactly. It's like, well, what's wrong with the burrito? Why are you bringing the price down? Why is it so cheap? You
Yeah.
know, the meat
Hmm.
must be horrible. And it's
Yeah.
like when we started Orbiton, we had a lot of thoughts on pricing, and there's a period of time where we weren't really getting growth and we weren't getting any kind of market
Hmm.
penetration. It was like a good 3 months. And we
Hmm.
really thought about reducing our pricing, different pricing strategies.
Hmm.
We eventually decided to, leave pricing alone and just focus on what's the value and making sure that the product is A, more valuable, and B, that we communicate that value effectively to prospects. Change the
Hmm.
game.
Hmm.
Pricing was
Yeah.
not
And
even an issue.
no, it shouldn't be. I think that you should yeah, I don't think that anyone should take their business idea and go, "Oh, it just needs to be way cheaper." No, if you
Yeah.
have like if you've set up like and you think that your pricing makes sense, maybe some, but like in general, I don't think that that would ever solve the issue. If they don't want it, then they don't want it, and you need to figure out why. They mention the minute that that you stop going on the sales calls is the minute that you stop learning what your customer wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
And something that like really intimidates me about sales, because I am such a like I want to get on my laptop and I want to make 100,000 notes about something, and I want to plan it out meticulously, and I want to use a bunch of little tools. And then someone's like, "Do you want to hop on a call?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not sure," because it makes me feel like I have to like convince someone of something, or that
Yeah.
I'm doing something. Like it makes you feel like, "Oh no, I don't know. I don't want to have to manipulate you into wanting
It's
this.
like it
And
makes
to
you feel
take
like
the
you're on
back,
the
yeah,
spot.
not everyone you get on a call with is going to like
No,
you or your product.
no, and like
Yeah.
most people will not, and that's okay. And it's like when you
Yeah.
shift the focus from, trying to get an outcome to just trying to learn and trying to
Hmm.
help, and that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
sales really is problem solving for
Yeah.
other people, and when you
Hmm.
have that frame of mind, it flows so much easier because all the stress goes away. You're like, if I can
Yeah.
solve your problem, great. If I can't, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to solve everybody's problem, and so it just makes you
Hmm.
actually be valuable too. And one thing that I always was thinking about is like when I started out as a salesperson. Like I was on the phones
Hmm.
dialing, and I was like, if I could sell my own product, what would be great would be that I could control the delivery quality. And
Hmm.
so one of my things is I have this desire to make everybody happy. And so
Yeah.
I hate I hate people being unhappy with my work and what I've done.
Hmm.
And then I want to fix it. Like I'm fine if you tell
Yeah.
me that something's wrong, but I want to fix it. And so
Hmm.
I was like, if only I could, the kind of the whole idea behind a company was like, if I could create the product that I would sell so that my sales promises would match with my delivery, then everybody would be
Yes.
happy and then people wouldn't be mad at me. But when I'm just
Yeah.
selling, I don't control the product. I feel like it's like, it doesn't
Well,
work out. I'm
that's the
bad.
thing. A business has to have both sides working to have a better, like, you can't be a really good salesperson and a really terrible product and end up doing well. You can't have like
No.
a really good product and then have no way of communicating it. And a
Yeah.
lot of people I mean, they mentioned this in the podcast, but a lot of people are better at sales than they think.
Hmm.
And I know that I relate to this very, very hard, because if I am on the spot, I think that I struggle. And then in casual conversations, it's like, oh, what do you do for work? And I'm like, oh, this. And you just kind of casually talk about it. And then they're like, oh,
And
that's
you
really
pitch it.
interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, yeah, it is cool. And so I'm so good at talking about it when I'm not trying to convince someone. And I think that yeah, that's a good lesson, because I don't think that anyone should, especially if you are in a startup, if you start a business, if you are doing anything like that, I don't think anyone should be not involved with sales.
Agreed. I think it's really, really key, and you want to
Hmm.
scale, and you want other people to handle certain like a
Yeah.
vault, but you still like you might not be able to do 100 a day, but you might be able to do 10 or
Yeah.
5 a day, and you should still do that 5 or 10 a day because if you don't,
Yeah.
then you really do there is really a big
Yeah.
disconnect.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
think, honestly, I don't think up until like 100 companies, there's any excuse for me to not be part of the sales process personally,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
we'll see.
And it shouldn't be torture. And
No.
another thing is, um if your product and your business helps people,
Hmm.
then you should feel good about telling them about it. If it
Yeah.
doesn't help people,
Shouldn't
then
sell it.
yeah, switch it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shouldn't be
And
that hard.
And and when you think about it that way, then it's a fun process because these are all relationships.
Yeah.
Like everybody that we've met, that like Jordan's met through his conversations, these are all people like that we care about, and we care about their company
Hmm.
being successful and their business being successful. And we know that we're
Yeah.
just a component and we're a part, but we try to make sure that we do our part the best possible that we can do. And then
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
And yeah, exactly. And we are fixing a specific niche problem. And
Hmm.
so they might not have that exact problem. Why? We like that's data. We
Yeah.
should figure out why they think that that's not a problem that they have. Or if, yeah, if we're not solving it in the best way that we could. Yeah, there's so much that you can take out of sales, even if all of the calls that you make in a day go badly,
Yeah. There's
or
always a
don't
data
end up.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every conversation's valuable. Going back to Orbiton, every conversation's valuable.
Yeah.
So every conversation has some
Yes.
value that you can extract out of it. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Um
great. Well, we'll have more updates next week and probably more companies.
yes.
So
Yes.
we'll
So many
sync up
more.
again.
Hundreds.
Hundreds
Hundreds.
more. You know, one of these
Yes.
times we're gonna finish the call and we'll be like hundreds more. I'm like, oh, we're actually at hundreds already. Thousands more.